we doing today? I have a lovely little project to share with you, a new mini journal. Now, I have made one of these for the last couple of kits really, but I couldn't resist putting together this one for the Melodies of Nature journal in a mini form. So yeah, it comes with a little pouch, a gift pouch. I've just pulled it out here, but it fits in there perfectly. And then you scoot it in, put that there, wind that round, and it's already gifted. How gorgeous is that? All right, so I'm going to show you how it looks inside in a minute. I just want to whip through these pages quickly and share it with you. So I'm going to put that there. Now, let's have a look at the kit. So we've got the kit. You can order it as a digital or as a printed kit. The printed kits have two sets of these, which will make two of these little journals with the pouches. All right, the digitals, well, you can print out as many as you like. All right, so I have based it on the larger version, the large Melodies of Nature, which I'm busy putting together at the moment. But this is a beautiful one for a gift, and because Christmas is not that far away, you could make one of these in a day, and that's from printing it out, cutting out the pieces and assembling it, and I've done it. So yeah, I do have a construction video which is the same for all my mini journals, and this is a great project if you are a beginner and you haven't built up your confidence yet. This is a great one if you're an old journal maker like me who's had quite a few years of experience doing this, but it's a great one for gifting and really making in front of the telly if you're used to making journals. All right, so some people love these and that's all they make of mine, and I must have about 25 versions of this in similar ways. All right, so I'll stop nattering now. Here's one of the cover options, and I love this. And it's a lovely vintage French theme with lots of botanicals, nature's birds, and all the beautiful wildlife in the woodland, really. Okay, so there's that one. That's the one I've got on there. Then I've done a greenier version with the hedgehogs and the field mice. So I love that one as well. This is the page that I nearly said cement, glue on the back of the journal cover before cutting it out. So that's your lining page, I like to call it. All right, then this is the page I print on the back of my ephemera and on all the folder B, because folder B has all the pages that you need to print on the back of them. All right, so that's this design. Here's your little folio with its lining, pocket, and little coin closure. That's for your belly band later on. There's the belly band. Here's two little butterflies. This is your half page. All right, half page. You'll see it next to the envelopes. Here are the envelopes. There's the first one. There's your 4 tabs. How you put this together is also up to you. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Here is your other envelope. These two envelopes fit together to make pockets and also the basis of your little mini journal. I've created these 4 little fussy cuts for you. And here's your double pocket that goes on the inside cover at the back. Here's your altered paperclip goodies. That goes on here, and these go onto the half pages. You'll see it all now. Here's your pouch. So there's the pattern for the pouch. These are for closures. There's the lining for your pouch, some ephemera that goes on your pouch, but you can put it wherever. And then these little bitty bits. Here's the lid for the pouch, and this is designed so that you just close it exactly when you glue it, and it's a lining and a front cover. Lid. Here's the folder B now. That's all folder A. You only print on one side. This is folder B, your ephemera and other pages. So here are ephemera bits. That's your pocket. This is your 2 pockets, and this is your little flip up. Some faux washi strips which are stuck on here. your little mini envelope, tags, some little sentiments and some other bits. On the back of these you can see I've printed this on the back, so when you print out these bits it's not white. Okay, some more ephemera, 3 little leaves which I used, some more ephemera, little notelet pages, lovely lovely. And then this is a journal page. You'll see I stick one of the pockets on there. Here's the envelope. I'll show you what I did with that. And again, that's printed on that side. And then I've added some writing pages. So you've got 2 of those, and I use them in the writing section. I'll show you. You've got 2 of those, and then you've got 2 of the music, altered music pages. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 of those. So that's everything in the kit. 21 pages. Gosh, when I started this, I had like 15 pages, and I'm up to 21 pages. Can you believe it? But I keep thinking of new things, you see. That's what it is. And I'll sort that out in a minute. Okay, so that's the paper. Now, I haven't put together a mini ribbon and lace bundle for this. I have just used pieces from my own Melody of Nature Ultimate Bundle. All right, so that's what I've done for this. I didn't have time to source all of that, and I thought, well, I think a lot of people do that anyway, so that's what I just did. Okay, so we've got our little pouch, as I say, and it's got its little concertina bits there. I did sew around mine, stuck on that note. I've got this little closure, and that will close nicely and wind around there with your journal in it, of course. Yeah, so that's what that's for. And then we've got our little journal here. So I just stuck some lace there after I'd sewn in the little signature. There's everything there. Too cute. It's adorable. It's adorable. Perfect for a purse. It's about 4.5 by 6, 6.5 by 4.5, 4 to 6-ish, around there, depending how you print it, with or without borders, etc. Okay, so that's what we've got. Look at those sweet little birds. I love that image. All right, so we open that up. There's our lining page here, which has got greens and blues, which I don't know if you can see. We've got our little folio here. I've put in 2 bits of ephemera, and I've backed them all with that, as you know. That's in there. So that just goes in there. So if you're wanting to follow how I put this together, as I say, I will put the construction video for the base and the decorating, like where you stick these things, etc. You can either follow the pictures for the listing, because they're all there, or you can do it in whichever way, make it your own. This is the half page I was referring to. It's a little spot to put in little bits. So here's a little tag. Here's one of the small little triangular pockets, which I've just stuck on one of those fussy cuts there, and stuck in these 2 little bits there. The colors in here are so beautifully soft, so tranquil. I really love it. This is probably my favorite kit ever. And here on the other side, we've got a different pocket. I've stuck one of the fussy cuts there and the faux washi, which is too cute. Here's one of the envelopes I was saying earlier, and in there we've got the big squirrel. You could stick lace on here. I didn't this time. I've just added one over there. There's a bit of difference. And then we've got a small little tag with those little wrens on the branch. So here's that journal page I was talking about. And when you print it, it has the goldy paper underneath. Sorry for the screaming in the park. We've got 3 school holidays here still. 3 little bits of ephemera. So those just slide into our pocket. There we go. Like that. And that's your little flip up. I thought the washi was fine as it was, with the little bits on there. That was too cute. And here's a writing page. Now, this section here I have put together. It's not part of the kit except for the writing pages. But I have added the writing pages in between tea stained paper. And for my tea stained paper, I've just used my digital, which is the tea stained Avo and lace, which you know I always use. All right, so that's what I've done here. I've printed 4 sheets of the tea stained paper, cut them in half lengthwise, folded them, and then trimmed off what I didn't need. That's what I did there. And here's my altered paper clip. Just stuck a little squirrel on there. Here's the music sheet, and I've stuck the tabs on the end here, as you can see. So I've just intermingled them, 1 tea stain page and a writing page, 1 tea stain page and a music page, etc. And they look really lovely there. So that gives you a substantial writing section just there. All right, the other side of that journal page is our little envelope, and I've just stuck on some lace in that from the kit, and then here's one of the leaves and one of the fussy cuts. All right, so that goes in there. Here's our belly band, cute little belly band, the little mouse, and I've added another one of those because you get 4, the little envelope and the little postcard. So that's going to slide in there, and that's going to slide in there. All right. Oops, there we go. I need to take that off properly, but that'll do for the moment. Okay, here's our other little envelope, and we've got this large tag which slides into the back here, and you could add bits and pieces on there. Really love those. Here's the other half of the half page. I've used one of those, you know, horizontal for a little pocket, and that's what I've put in over here. And I just added one of the little dragonflies there as well, which was so cute. And then on this side we've got another little tag. We have one of the little deer, Bambi, not Bambi, but you know, a baby deer. I don't know what a baby deer is called. And I've just put in one of the little tickets there and decorated that. Here's our double pocket that I showed you earlier. I've put a bit of lace down there, one of the fussy cuts and the 2 remaining leaves. I put a ladybird there and the squirrel image, which was meant for there. And then I've put these other little bits into the back. So postcard, little bits and pieces as you decide, and then 2 in the back here as well. All right, so that's what that's all about. Look at that, perfect little gift for somebody. So now you just want to close it. It's easily done. I've just put in an eyelet there, and then you just wrap that around like that. This would go really well on a holiday, or in your purse, as you say, if you want to go and have a coffee and use it to write your daily memoirs or things in there, whatever floats your boat, really. And that's the little mini journal, Melodies of Nature. I hope that you've enjoyed that. As I say, it comes in its own little gifting pouch, so it's all ready to go if you wanted to gift that for somebody, or just make it for yourself. All right, everyone, if you're interested, you can find the links in the description box below for my website shop, and everything is there. I only have a website shop now. And as I say, it's the digital kit or the printer kit. So there we have it. All right, everybody. If you're wanting an ultimate bundle, I have just a few ultimate bundles for the Melodies of Nature, so you are able to pick that up and perhaps follow along or use it on the mini journal. Okay, everyone, go and have a wonderful weekend. I will speak to you very soon on Tuesday. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.